to the end of eternity beginning naturally. You gotta show me love.
What's up? So real quick, I'm just chiming in. So I did watch the verses the other day, and I'm just giving you my insight on it. It was when Master P came out, it was kind of like it was, the crowd was into it. Juvenile came out, he did his thing. I don't think they picked a lot of their best songs, that's like, right off. I mean, I know they waited to the end to really turn up, which is cool. The Mill S got a little too much time on the the verses. But it is what it is. They say she beat cancer, so she's looking pretty good. Juvenile really did a lot of the work. And he put some style to it. I'm gonna say this, no homo. Juvenile looked good, man. The man ain't out of, you see everybody else, they look drugged out, fat, out of shape. Juvenile came out there in shape. I don't know if he prepared for the verses, did some, with some sit-ups, some, whatever's going on. Juvenile was looking like he was like 25 out there. He looked real good. Again, no homo. We know something, got to be going on with Baby. But my whole thing was about, we know if Lil Wayne was there, it would have kind of been like, okay, well, show's over with, it's shut down. We know Lil Wayne would have definitely gave the edge to Cash Money, even though, the Snoop and all that, it didn't matter. Lil Wayne would, he got too many hits. He pretty much is Cash Money. A lot of his voices is on the song. He the bread and meat, he the glue really to that. That's why he took off so crazy, right? But at the same time, like I say, I think that in so many words, I know him and Baby, because they say Baby signed NBA Young Boy, whatever. But I'm thinking that if I'm Wayne, now it's two situations how I look at it. Number one, if I'm going like to continue in music or like want to continue in the industry, it's good to do the verses, because a lot of young, baby boomers in their 20s, they already know Wayne. They ain't grew up with Wayne. Wayne was out in 2005 type. This 25. So, when Wayne was out, it was babies. It's a new era. So, and kind of what Jim Jones did. Jim Jones, he got up with, some people, and, they know Jim Jones. So he might can do something, do a project and make a move. Same thing, Ron Isley, the Isley brothers, when he got up with R. Kelly and he started doing the Mr. Biz and, the Trap in the Closet, Mr. Big stayed afloat. Sometimes you have to do that, because a lot of people, the younger, that's where the money coming from. This who, the trend is, the younger generation. So, of course, yeah, Lil Wayne, yeah, oh yeah, I know who Lil Wayne is, but it's like, he should have came out and performed a lot of his old hits so people could see, how dynamic he was. Wayne could have came down there and really shut it down. So Master P and them really, it didn't matter if C Murder was there or Mystical. They weren't gonna be able to contain with Wayne. Wayne and Juvenile alone could destroy the whole, Master P, No Limit. Now, I like No Limit better. But if I'm gonna be honest, Juvenile and Wayne would have alone, because P got some cuts, make them say, like pass me them things. That's kind of, but Cash Money kind of, they more, a lot of P stuff you can't play in the club outside. What's the name of that? That make me say, you play in the club, but he ain't really got a lot of club bangers. But, Juvenile, Wayne, they got, shit you can play in the club still. Baby, Cash Money, Manny Fresh. They kind of, birth a lot of the club music, Nelly and them, they had club hits, but, Cash Money, you can play them in a car and kind of move it over to the club type, bling bling type stuff. He got that club feel. Lil Wayne, if I'm here, I'm putting aside, the beef. I'm putting aside the beef because it's bigger than, the beef at this point. I don't know what was said or had happened, and I know he was owed money or whatever by Baby or whatever, but, just for my brand alone, just to, grow my brand, I would have kind of came out there and, did my thing. Unless he looking real, real bad and he just didn't want to be seen like that in public, that's understandable. But if I'm Wayne, I would have came out there and I would have did my thing. Just flat out. I would have did my thing. So, I don't know, man. It's kind of how it is. That's my take on it. I would have came out there and I would have just, represented. I would have rocked out and, it'll shut it down pretty much because people want to see Wayne. They're just flat out. They want to see Wayne, but you got to get the win to No Limit because, Juvenile just, he ain't really got 1,000 hits, like Wayne. Juvenile got 4, maybe 5, but, that's classic, but if his biggest hits was, Shake That Ass, but, Wayne got unlimited hits. Not only, with the Cash Money, but alone, so that would have definitely gave Cash Money the edge, regardless of Mystical, regardless of Snoop, regardless of Murder, regardless of Master P. That's how powerful Wayne was. He had a whole trend where everybody coming out trying to sound like Weezy Baby. Like, no, Wayne had, and I wasn't fucking with Wayne. You know what? I didn't like Wayne because my girlfriend at the time, she was in love with Wayne. So that's what made me not like Wayne. I'm grown now, so I ain't got a problem with Wayne. He did his thing. But, she gonna tell me, no, we got the same struggle. I kind of grew up, with the same struggles as him. I'm like, girl, shut up. You from a damn project. Shut up, shorty. Like, come on. Let's say you know what I'm saying, you wanna rock out with him. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much that's what it is. So I would definitely, if I was Wayne, promotional wise, I would have went out there and just did the verses. Again, I don't know if it's just because, hey, we're not saying eye to eye, then, I think he missed an opportunity. That could have been big. He could have electrified the crowd. If it's, other reasons, like, I'm looking real bad, I don't want people to see me like this because, social media gonna tear you up. Like, man, like they trying to do, Mia S and Manny Fresh, they, everybody talking about, they got something to say, nothing positive. So, if it was for that, reasons, then that's understandable too. And then I don't think, I don't know how his money looking. I think he should still be straight, but that's just where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. So, man, I don't know, man. I'm just, touching bases with y'all, man, on that. I wanted to just give my little input on it. But, hey, these verses, it can be the beginning on, to something, new. A lot of these people, a lot of these rappers, the new school don't know about. That wasn't drill. That was still kind of, pop, trap. It's drill now. So, the style different, the lyrics different, the era different. So, that can kind of, hey, this how we did it, when I came up. So, it's the same thing. What happened when Scarface was asked to do a tribute and Willie D was like, why did you do it? Man, playing tricks on me and Bushwick got paused in that too. Like people want to come out and be like, hey, my grandkids want to see me out there too. So I mean, when you get a chance to, do things in front of the new era, you want to show, hey, this how we did, we had it, going on. Because, they'll look at you like you're an old man, like, hey, move around, Unc, you ain't know nothing. And they just really don't know, man. So, that's just my take on it, man. I just think Wayne should have did it. That's my take, money or everything. Say, hey, man, hey, like, please like and subscribe. And, you know, man, thanks for tuning in. I'm out.